All right, guys, today we're going to be we're going to do a little mini lesson. And this mini lesson is going to be based on this idea of I do, you do, we do. So first, I'm going to show you how I would attack this assignment. We're going to go through it. And basically, it's going to be using text annotation, which means I'm going to be looking for keywords and phrases and statements and questions to try and pick out from a document list what would be the best support for that statement. You're just looking at documents here, these primary source documents, these secondary source documents that could be used to support, argue against, or just might not even fit what we're looking for, and throw out the rest. So how can we find the best ones? That's what we're really trying to figure out here. So let's take a look at the I do part, and that would be the part where I'm doing it for you, and that's kind of where this video is going into. So the I do part, so let me go over here, move down, I'll show you the documents. So here are the documents, and you guys will see these on your sorry, not Edpuzzle, but your Pear Deck activity. Here's document A, document B, document C, and document D. And then the first I do statement or question here says, which document would be used to support the argument that colonists have the right to take land from others? So if I go down here and I grab this, a nice little writing tool, it says, look into the question. So here's kind of some of the hints for us. Look into the question and or statement for keywords to hunt for in the text. So we're going to look for keywords to hunt for in the text. Then we're going to look at the different texts for those words, starting with the title, looking at the source, and then examining the body and content of the document. So we're going to look at the title. If there's a source, we'll look at the source. Source usually just tells you where the document came from. What time it came from. A lot of times those are big hints, okay? So we'll show you how that is a hint too. And the title is always a big hint. In fact, that's the first thing you should always look at. Look for the title and look for those keywords in that title. And we'll show you how to find the keywords in a second here. When you locate a document that contains keywords or phrases, dive deeper to see if it is truly what you are looking for before selecting a response. So we want to double check. So even if the title has something in it, it sounds great, or maybe the source has something in it, it sounds great, we definitely want to jump into the body to make sure that it is truly the document that we want to pick, okay? Then when you're sure of your answer, select your response. So that's when we'll select our response. So this is kind of the guideline that I would go by if I was doing this. So let's look back at those documents. Actually, let's look at their statement first. It says, which document would be used to support the argument that colonists, so we're looking for colonial times because the colonists have the right to take land, from others. We're looking for something that'll have the take land from others, and we want colonists, we want colonial times. So me as a historian or me as a history teacher knows that colonial times ended in 1776. Hopefully most of us know that 1776 is the birth of the United States. So that's when they went from colonies to the United States. So we're looking for colonists, so before 1776, and take land from others. All right, so now let's look back at those documents. Let me switch back over. We have our keyword. Our keyword is colonists, and then take lands from others. So those are the keyword and phrases that we're looking for. So let me take a look back now. So a second, here we go. And let's go back to document D. We'll go backwards. Document D. So I'm looking title. Well, there is no real. This just looks like a big poster. 10 likely and valuable slaves at auction. So this looks like a poster about a slave auction. Well, they did have slave auctions and they did have slavery in the colonial times. So let me look a little deeper. Looks like it's got a source down here. It says Brooke and Hubbard Auctioneers. It says Wednesday, July 23rd, 1823. 1823. 1823 was after 1776. So this is definitely not colonial times. This was probably early United States, but not colonial times. So knowing that, this document is out already. But let's think about what the content was too. Slave auctions. So we're talking about buying and purchasing slaves, not kicking people off or taking people's land, more so slaves. So this one does not seem to fit for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one. This one does fit the time frame. If you look here at the top, it says Thomas Phillips, the slave ship captain, wrote an account of his activities in a journal of a voyage of 1746. 1776, so this is definitely before 1776. So this one could fit that time frame of colonial or colonists. But if you look at this, it says slave ship captain wrote an account of his activities. Okay, so let me look a little deeper. There's no other really source. This looks like this is the source. This is also the title. Kind of wrapped it all into one there. I have been informed to some commanders I have to cut off their legs or arms. Ooh, that's kind of gruesome. Of the most willful slaves. So this right here, just from reading that first line, is telling me that this is about his account on a slave ship. Has nothing to do with land, right? There's no taking of land here. This is all about him on a slave ship. So this one does not fit what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to spend any more time on that. I'm going to go to document B. And I look at document B, and let's look at the source and the title as title first. Document B, the divine right to occupy the land. Ooh, keyword land. Keyword. So I'm going to underline that land. Definitely a keyword. Occupy. Occupy means to be on it, right? Use it. So would that be taking of land? Sounds pretty close. So this is looking really good. Looking really good. Let me look down at the source. John Cotton gave the following sermon to a member of his congregation who were immigrants to the Americas in 1630. There, that year right there, that's before 1776. So yes, we're definitely talking about colonists. If we look up here, okay, so this is looking really good. Colonies, it's got land in it. Let's dig a little deeper now. It says, moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and I will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own and move no more. So talking about occupying land, okay? They're basically saying he's going to have his people. He's saying that his God or something, it looks like here, is giving him the right to have land, okay? The place of a people in this or that country is from the appointment of the Lord. So it sounds like God is giving them the right. Their God is giving them the right to this land. Okay? Sounding pretty good. Sounding like they might be taking it from somebody else. Now, God makes room for a people 3 ways. Okay, so here we go. They're talking about, definitely in this case, sounds like they're talking about taking land, because God's giving them room for people to have land, right? First, when he casts out the enemies, there we go, casts out the enemies of a people before them by lawful war with the inhabitants. So in other words, he's saying that it's okay to cast the enemies out of the land. Okay? And second, when he gives a foreign people favor in the eyes of any native, foreign people, favor in the eyes of any native people. Sounds like colonists, sounds like Native Americans, to come and sit down with them. So basically he's saying that the colonists should be able to sit with the native people. In other words, where the native people are at, the colonists can come in. Third, when he makes a country, though not altogether void of inhabitants, yet void in that place where they reside. Where there is a vacant place, there is liberty for the sons of Adam or Noah to come and inhabit, though they neither buy nor ask their leaves. Okay, so in other words, if it's not being inhabited, we can take it. So this right here, this document seems like it's really fitting the bill for what we're looking for. So I would definitely say document B. But let's just double check document A, because we have not looked at document A yet. So I would definitely double check document A just to make sure. Let's go up to document A. All right, so document A looks to be a political cartoon. And it says the mercantilist argument for colonial expansion. So mercantilist, gold, silver, food stuff, raw materials, colonies, mother country. This looks more like the colonies are giving stuff to the mother country. So this is probably something along the lines of, which me knowing what mercantilism is, was the system of the mother country needs to get all supplies or needs to get fed by all of its colonies. That's kind of the system of mercantilism. So, and this was during colonial times, because obviously colonies, but this does not have anything to do with taking land, it looks like. It looks like taking resources. This mother country is definitely taking resources, but not necessarily taking the land from natives. So I would say this one is out too. So the only one that seems to work, hopefully you guys agree, for me, I would say definitely document B. So now what I'll do is I go back down here, and in my choices, now you guys would get choices off to the side. It would say document A, document B, document C, document D. Mine is over here. For some reason, it's not showing up on my presenting screen, though. I would just choose document B. All right, so that's how I would work. I would decode my statement looking for, annotating for those keywords, colonists, and for right to take land from others. That was the phrase that I was looking for. And the colonists was the time frame that I was looking for. I was making sure it was about colonists. Those are the things I would look for when I did it. Now, next, we are going to do the we do. So this we're going to get into in class. So I'm going to stop the video here so we can then look at this to get into this for class. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll meet you back in class.